Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. Client had a strange problem. He's got these kitchen doors. This particular one under the sink seems to have come apart very cleanly. Doesn't seem to be a lot of glue in these joints. You can see the joint is reinforced with dowels, and it's also loose over here. You can see by the panel they have these spacers on it which will help keep it centered in the groove and still allow for a little bit of movement. And with the dowels on it, you'd almost think this was pretty good construction. Although these cabinets were not expensive, they were actually pretty economy cabinets purchased back in the 90s. So the question is, are all the cabinets going to do this over the next couple of years? Or was this guy somehow an anomaly? Did somehow the glue gun run out of glue and whoever was operating it didn't notice? Well, don't really know. But either way, we're just going to glue it up and get it back installed. This is a base cabinet door, and this is the hinge side. It's a little curious that this joint didn't fail. This one did, yet these two out here did. Most of the stress is really on these joints where the hinge is. If you lean on the door, you're putting a lot of stress on this style here. In case you're not aware, the center panel is supposed to float, so this is not glued in place. All the glue joints are just where the stiles meet the rails, and I'm going to re-glue it. I was going to clean up the glue joints, but there doesn't seem to be an appreciable amount of excess glue. I did give them a little bit of a scraping for good measure, and I believe modern wood glue will stick right over here. It'll take a little bit more effort to get into this joint. I did try to break this joint apart. I'm a little suspicious that that one's going to fail in the not too distant future, but it seems pretty strong at the moment, so I think I'll do more harm than good trying to break it apart. Well, here it is. The glue's dried. It's looking pretty good. I ended up using my pipe clamps to get it to draw a little tighter. There's dowels in the joints, so they're not lining up perfectly, but I don't really know how to fight that with the dowels in there. And it's not very good down here, but this is the bottom where it's not very visible. And I think we're ready to install it. And here's the cabinet door installed. And the drawer that goes here also broke. The two brackets that hold the runner broke. It's a heavy drawer. And in here I have the broken brackets. And I went and purchased these guys. And it seemed to be close enough to the right size and shape. Didn't plan on doing a job like this. Luckily the client had a scrap of wood and I had to do the cutting with this little handsaw. But for a little job like this, good enough to get it done. So, because I'm not very young, it's kind of hard to get these tiny screws all the way to the back of a cabinet. So I got a scrap of wood and I attached the two brackets to that. And this piece of wood will mount in the back of the cabinet, and there's plenty of room for it. And this will be a little bit easier for me to mount. And there is the assembly installed. And here's the drawer installed. Looking good. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, take care, stay safe, and please keep your eyes out for the next one.